The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
First-time
Caller.
First-time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First-time listener, long-time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
We might have been mute the whole time there, so I apologize to everybody. But as Stein just said, we didn't even know we were live, or he didn't even know we were live. So we're live, you guys.
How do we know we're live?
Well, I'm looking at the YouTube screen right now, and it says we're live, and the chat's going, and everybody give us thumbs up if everything is good, because sometimes it's nice to change things up and to try things. As you guys might know, we're changing. We're trying new things. We're learning how to do cool new background stuff and alerts and all this fun stuff. If you decide to be a member or subscribe to the House of Stein, whenever you do that, you get this. And I need to move that to right there for now. We're going to move that to right. Actually, let's move it up here. So if there's anybody out there that's not subscribed yet, subscribe up, and we'll see that happen on the YouTube. Stein won't see it, but you can hear it, I hope. You can hear that little thing that happened?
Man, I am lost. I'm sitting there looking at this going...
Go to YouTube now, bro.
Is there... Okay, so... You got me and you got Bryan in the thing, and then all I see around us is blue. Is it all blue for everybody else?
No, go to YouTube, dude. Take a look. This is gonna trip him out. What strain you got, says Frankie?
What is going on? I am so lost. and it still says up in the corner, it says go live.
Go live.
There's no counter of how many people are live or anything. I'm so confused.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna have to look at my phone.
It's awesome, dude. So yeah, man, we're rocking, and I'm using things, trying new things. There is I got to put that live viewer, our viewer count. I'm gonna put that up right now. Let me go ahead and copy this little widget. Copy. There's I think over 20 watching us live right now, but we're gonna put this up here. So let me go add browser source. Hot 10 viewer.
Okay, so we're in space.
We're in space, brother.
Oh, okay, yeah, pigs in space. Cosmic One said that. Sweet. Welcome to the internet. No kidding. It's like the greatest day of my life. I
It's
have no
awesome,
idea what's
right,
going
dude?
on.
It's killer stuff. And there we go. There's a nice little YouTube count up in the corner there. We can put that guy right there, and the people can see how many people. Hopefully that'll update here soon. I hope it does. I don't know why it's not working yet, but hopefully it'll update soon. But yeah, man, everything should be rocking, brother. You like it? You like it? It's a little different.
It looks good, but I'm just confused because I can't see it on my end, so I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
What
So
do
if
you
you
mean?
guys see something, I'm gonna be like, I mean, Brian can see it. I can't leave my phone up the whole time. I don't think.
No. Well, there's also 113 live, and I need to move that over because we got 113 watching us live right now with the new House of Stein. Shout out to Richie. I know Richie is still continuing to work hard on passing his tests. He's got a bunch of hoops and stuff he's jumping through right now, which is absolutely crazy, but that's okay. He will be back, and I did drop a link for everybody that hangs out in the Beyond Wednesdays Google chat group to jump in if they want. The link is there. They can come hang out with us. We'll see how this all works, but as No says, happy Friday to all. I love it when I can catch the show live, and I agree. Stein looks just beautiful in space, man. He does. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. It's just that shiny bald head and flying through space, and you get a green screen behind you, and we can put you in a car, like.
Well, see, remember we used to do the green screen, and because
Yeah.
everybody misses where is Stein, but
We could do that.
I
We
know.
could do
Well,
that.
see, but
You don't have to
see,
put
I
up a
live so
green
far-
screen though.
I know, but I need the green screen to make it the background different, though, right?
Well, I'm sure we
Not
could
like a
figure
stock
it out.
photo.
Yeah, I'm sure we could figure it out with this new fandangled, spiffy OBS that we're running. So it's very interesting. And the cool part about it is that I can, at the same time,
You've gone plaid. I love it. I love it.
yeah, AOA says Richie is almost a high school grad. Amazing. Richie would love that. Chad Cave says, how do we know any of us are live? We live in a quantum state. Yeah, you're right. Chad Cave must have been watching Ballcast last night. So ludicrous speed, says James White. That will be at some point. That will be part of the opening of this show. So I'm glad you reminded us of it. So pretty damn cool. So, and you don't need a green screen. You're right, West Coast Big Rob. We got a blue screen this time. So, that being said, we got a lot of fun stuff tonight, you guys. It's that exciting show every week that we put on here every Friday, and it seems to be a nice little shot in the butt for speculation, Stein. Right? I mean.
It's been crazy. I mean, the last 2 weeks have been. It feels like 2 years ago.
Yes.
All of a sudden.
I agree.
Which is bizarre. Like, because it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well,
everybody's been so upset for like the last year, and all of a sudden, instantly it changes.
Yeah. At the same time, you're getting ready to have a cool little event with our boy International Comics Josh. You guys are doing a Stein pack, a Josh pack reveal coming up here shortly, if I'm not mistaken.
Strictly, it's all Josh. Yeah. So basically, he's just it's not even on my Instagram at all. It's strictly on his, and I think he sold 25 packs, and I think the floor was $450, I think is what he said. And he was like the bottom of the value was $450, and he sold them for $260 a piece. So then we're going to open them live on this channel Monday night.
Even better. I think that this is a nice play, and I'm glad Josh pulled it off first, because I'm going to be riding right up on that Stein train here shortly, man, doing the mystery packs. You should call it Mystery Pack Mondays. on the Stein show. And anytime you have
Yeah.
somebody do mystery pack Mondays with House of Stein.
Yeah, and then so I've actually got decent news from myself. I actually am my job is going to at least temporarily may turn into permanent. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to start doing some training at my job, so I won't be traveling. So I'm actually going to be home working Monday through Friday rather than 10 days in a row. So it's going to be a nice little shift, and I will be able to do more this stuff because I'll be home to be able to do more things on the channel. And then, I mean, when Josh came to me with this and he kind of told me what he was doing, I was like, yeah, man, absolutely. I don't want to do packs on this, anything on this channel that's garbage, because we know most people hate these things because they're garbage. But when he was showing me kind of, I don't know everything he's putting in these things.
Well, I'll show you.
I mean, I know what he's got on here. So when you look at just some of this stuff that's on here already, it's like, yeah, man, that's cool. So I went ahead and actually bought one. And Josh didn't give me one.
He sold out.
He sold out. Yeah, I paid for it. I bought one with my own money. So don't think that Josh is giving me one. And then we're gonna randomize all these too. So that he's not gonna like pick out, Joe. He's not gonna be like, oh yeah, you're gonna get the best pack or something like that. No, it's all gonna be randomized. So
yeah.
It'll be fun. It should be fun because I'm very curious as to what he's actually going to put in here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm putting together my long boxes of mystery pack books right now, books and slabs. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't like mystery packs, but they don't like them because they get them from people that don't know how to do them right. And Stein does them right. Josh has put together some killer stuff. I mean, look at the stuff that he's showing you right now. It's stuff that's going to be in these mystery packs. If people continue doing it this way and Stein sees like, hey, yeah, this is worthy of putting on my channel, I think that this could be a hit and this could be the place to, do the mystery packs right. I think when you do them right like this, it's a great way to give both back to the people who are buying and sell some books, quickly, right? Get rid of books quickly. And, people will be happy if you give them what the value is, a good value on these books. And, if you're a smart dealer and a smart retailer, you can do that pretty on the regular without every pack being the same 5 variants, exclusive retailer variants. You know what I mean? You can put really good back issues in these books. Even, if you're going to throw in a retailer variant in once in a while, throw in a cool one. If I saw 8 Billion Genies Bird City book in this, I wouldn't be mad,
Right. Yeah, but if you saw
Ninja Funk, I'd be mad.
Yeah, some run of the mill that everybody's got, that those are not I don't like those. And I don't think most people like those. Not for something like that. So yeah, it'll be fun. So it'll be Monday night. So if you guys want to join us on Monday night, should be sometime 9ish. And I am going to do, within the next 30 days, I am going to do, Stein Pack 6, which I can't believe I've done it 5 times before. This is going to be 6.
Wow.
But there are going to be, I'm trying to look, because I know some people have said they missed out on some of these things. So I'm trying to figure out a way to give people that are supporters of the channel first dibs. I don't know if it's a thing of, basically kind of setting up a subscription, and only subscribers get, first dibs. I don't know. If you guys have some ideas about how, because I don't have like a website or anything like that to be able to do it. So if you've got some kind of ideas to where, we can keep them, with people that are supporters of the channel first, because I want you guys to, people that support the channel, I want these books to go into your collections, not to somebody that basically is just trying to get, a free book or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of different ways to do it, but we'll try and figure that out.
Yep. And listen, you guys, I don't know about Stein, but I've really gotten a shot in the butt to create content and a nice little shot of get up and go, because I'm enjoying learning this new stuff, and I'm gonna do my best to just keep putting it out and creating cool stuff and adding new stuff as I can, because when you get that shot in the like that of I want to do this again, I want to have fun doing this, you need to really take advantage of it. So I think that is as we do that, you'll see more cool stuff like this, sales, exclusive members only stuff, if people have members only stuff, new on new platforms, whether it be Discord, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook. That's what I really want to do. So I'm gonna continue trying to do that. And I don't know, man. I'm really having fun. And I see you doing the Hot 10 list, man. The Hot 10 list is coming, really, really quick. So in the day, like you're not having a hard time, figuring some of the stuff out, because I think there's a real big shot in the butt in the spec world with this DC stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, and for all the people who hate DC, don't worry about it. It's not going to be all DC tonight. It was just last week was definitely it was nice. I think it was a good thing for the hobby as in general.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree. It's a lot of fun. So that being said, make sure you guys go follow House of Stein on IG. Follow me at Bryan McClay. I've been utilizing this Linktree pretty heavy lately, so check out the Linktree. I have all my links on the Linktree, and I've been talking about Discord for months now, so make sure you guys check out Discord. I'm finally got like everything down on the easiest way to use stuff and utilize it for the stuff I want to do, and the fact that we can have people call into shows on Discord is amazing. So make sure you utilize that. I'm going to be utilizing it pretty heavy in the future here. So shout out to all 152 live with us right now. We're going to get into the list, starting off with the Almost 10, and I didn't load the Almost 10 intro the smart way, so we're going to do it the weird way here, but it's just the way it is. So let's give it a shot and see if we can pull it off. Here we go. All right, let me get rid of this here. I almost pulled it off.
That was the weird way?
That was the weird way, bro. Like I said,
I can see that.
I almost pulled it off, man. It almost worked. And at the same time, I've got to fix that StreamYard issue right there, and we're going to do that too by doing, I think, let's see here. This is what's nice. I can fix this stuff on the fly. Well, let's do, Control Z, Alt. Let's do that. All right, there we go. Let's see how this works now. Go back. All right. Look at that. Freddie Mulholland with a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Freddie. That's awesome, and I love that. He's with the super sticker in place. Appreciate you, Freddie. That's awesome. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Starting off this week with an interesting one. Avengers War Across Time. This is the 1 in 25 variant, I believe, right? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, correct. 1 in 25.
1 in 25, yeah. This one just came out this week. It is the Masafera variant, and it is absolutely amazing. It is unreal. And you know what? I talked about this the other day on Comic News Weekly on Comic Man Andy's channel. It's jumped from Simple Man's to Comic Man Andy's. So if you guys are looking for Comic News Weekly every Tuesday, it's over on Comic Man Andy's channel now. And we talked about this, for the new book on Wednesday. And man, this is an amazing cover right here. I love it.
Yeah, John Longshot 68 said, "Is that Ross?" And it does look like a Ross. I mean, that looks like something Ross would have done.
Yeah,
for sure. But this like if you've seen other Masafera, book covers and stuff like that, it does look like you can tell. at that point that it's a mass affair. But I don't really. What is this? I'm assuming. I mean, this must just be just a strictly Kang story line or something.
I think so.
Since
I
it's
think
talking
so.
about wars
I mean,
across time.
yeah, with the war across
Mhm.
time stuff, I'd imagine that's the plan type thing. So, yeah, man, it's good. You know what would make it better though, and this is just me, but I think that a little white border around this would have made this better. I don't know why. I like those old school like border Marvel books when they would have like the black border or the white border around it, and for some reason I think that like a nice little border around this would really really help this.
Is Ant-Man comes out next week, right?
Ant-Man does, yeah, and it's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be really good. So we'll see.
I hope.
Yeah,
Hope.
yeah,
Fingers crossed.
yeah. So
Is there any early reviews on that?
on Ant-Man?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so. Chat, do you guys know anything about that? I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be one of the movies that I actually want to go see, ASAP for the first time in a long time. But we'll see what happens. Kang, introducing Kang and an evil Kang is the key in my opinion. So
There is nothing on Rotten Tomatoes yet.
okay.
So they must have a review embargo until Tuesday.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, there we go. And now we have chat on the screen, which is nice.
Oh, right. Oh, and this is selling for like 30 plus.
Ooh.
So a little bit above ratio.
Not bad. Not bad at all. That's actually excellent, man. I like that. Great book. All right. Next on the list, the Almost 10 list. Another new, is this a new book too? Star Wars High
Yep.
Republic, issue number 5. Another variant on this one. This is also the 1 in 25. This is Bengal, the Bengal variant.
Yeah. So I'm not huge. You probably know more than I do.
I do.
Because I'm not. This is in general.
Yeah.
This has got first appearances, right?
And
This
not only
issue?
that, it has it confirms a popular fan theory. So there's a lot that happens in it, and I really love drunkwookie.com. That's become my go-to Star Wars place. So let's go ahead and drop a little bit of information in here. And let me do this. Bada boom. Bada bing. And here we go. Right here it says, this issue starts in the middle of chaos, and to make things worse, there is a leveler in the crowd causing all the Force users to hallucinate and turn on each other. That's a pretty badass splash page. But there you go. First appearance of the Mother right there. Brothers of the Ninth Door, he thinks, right here. There you go. And it says, popular fan theory right here. The Mother is not just some fun title for her cult. She literally is the mother of Olivia Zeveron. So that's big fan theory right there. So pretty interesting. Make sure you guys go.
And who is Olivia Fevermas? Whoever that is.
Olivia
Zeveron.
Zeveron.
Who is that?
Well, let's find out, because I am not reading this as we talk, so let's be smart about this. Nope, don't want to search Google Images. Search Google. Olivia Zeveron is Jedi Knight, a human female Jedi Knight who served as the Aide. She was character started out in this series, right, in this volume 2. So she's the new Jedi Knight in this series. So there you go.
Okay.
That's a big deal, I'm guessing. But yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
make sure you guys go check out Drunk Wookie. Good stuff. But what is this?
yeah.
What is this selling for right now?
This one's like 30 to 40, so it's above ratio as well. But with these Star Wars, you never. I mean, that might be a year from now. That might be a really, really steal of a price, or it still may be selling for 30 to 40. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like the High Republic stuff, the adventure stuff better than the regular High Republic stuff. So I don't really read the High Republic stuff, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. A lot of people have been talking about this book. I've seen a lot of people saying that they want it and that this is going to be a book they're going to be looking for. So very interesting. Cool. Yeah, very interesting. All right, this next one is another interesting book, and we don't want to see that. Another one is another interesting book. Come back. Hold on. Hold on here. We just, there we go. Okay, now we're back. All right, next book. What do we got going on here, man? Jeez. Hold on. There we go. Art Germ book. Pretty interesting for Art Germ fans out there. This is Captain Stone #1, the Art Germ variant.
Yeah, so this one came out like a long time ago, like 7 years. I mean, look, it's still one of the Phantom variants. Remember when all those Phantom variants came out? I mean, that was a long time ago, and they don't even do Phantom variants anymore. But this is one of them. It's one of the first Art Germ like store variants that he did, I think. I mean, this is pretty early, but this is a super like nobody knows anything about this title. I mean, in fact, I think some people thought it's like this listing that I found had it listed as Capstone, but it's Captain Stone.
Yeah.
It's not Capstone, and they didn't even have it listed as an Art Germ cover. So I don't
never
even know
seen
if they knew
this.
who it was. Yeah. So this one sold for $65 in VF near mint condition. So there's only a couple others listed, and they're listed for like, I don't know, 150, 200. I mean, there's this one's a pretty good. Does not have the simple, kind Art Germ look to her face like he normally does. But yeah, obviously she's some kind of vampire or something. But
and
the pinks look really good.
2014, you said this came out. So that's interesting. A book that you should be able to find in back issue bins. And again, this is the variant for it. The regular cover isn't too bad, but yeah, I like this one. I definitely like this one. So, what'd you say it was selling for on the secondary?
This one sold for $65 in VF near mint. But like I said, if you look at like there's like just a few listed. This one's pretty hard to find, I'll be honest. But if you look at the other ones, they're listed like way higher than that 65.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Let me do this. Boom. Okay. Next on the list, we have another interesting one right here. Disenchantment. What is this? Disenchantment, The Untold Tales, no number. It is a hardcover from San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep. So I don't know if you remember a few years ago, Matt Groening came out with this series, Disenchantment.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was on like Fox or if it was on like Amazon or something like that.
It didn't last long, did it? Is it still going? I don't remember hearing much about it afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think it's still going, and I don't even think it really got that much like press or anything like that. But Netflix. Okay, that's where it was. I knew it was something weird. Like I couldn't remember exactly where it was, but I have no idea what the print run on this is. This was apparently given out at San Diego Comic-Con or sold at San Diego Comic-Con. I think it was like on the back, it says like, I think it's like $25 is what they charged for it. It is a hardcover, but this week a non-signed cover sold for $165, and then another cover or another one that had that was signed by Matt Groening and had a sketch up in the purple area up in the sky, sold for $400. So it's pretty pricey for something that nobody really cares that much about.
So Yi says he thinks it had 2 or 3 seasons. So interesting. That is interesting.
I don't even see Yi in the comments. Oh, there it is. Okay, just popped up. Sorry.
So yeah, interesting stuff.
Disenchantment.
And how many did you say there were of it?
I'm not really sure. If anybody knows, shoot a message if you know how many.
There was
I don't even know who
limited.
was selling.
There was limited distribution after San Diego. So a couple of them got out after San Diego. I imagine they didn't give them all away, but the story does continue where the first season ended. So that's actually pretty. That bodes pretty well for a comic series, right? You would want it to be something that they're going to want to go get. They're going to want to go look into. Yeah. But yeah, very, very cool. All right, man. This next one is very interesting because said cover star had a book come out this week. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it because next on the Almost 10, Blade #1, the Wesley Snipes variant.
So this one you're showing is a different Blade. That's like French.
Is it French? It is. It is Marvel France. You're right. It is a different Blade.
So this one, I wasn't 100%. I didn't even know this one really existed. Let me see if I
Hold on, I got it right here. It looks the same as this, right? I got it right
It's
here.
all red. It's all red.
Is it all red?
Yeah.
Hold on here.
Let me see if I can.
I see it. It's a movie poster.
Yeah, it's like a movie. I think it was given out at the Blade premiere. I think is where it came from.
Okay, I got it. I thought I had it. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so it's an issue 1. It's a single issue. Like I said, I think it was given out at the movie premiere in 1997. There's not very many of them out there. I was having a hard time finding them, and I'm assuming that that's it. I would assume in high grade, it's probably really hard to find. Because 25 years ago they weren't. One, I can't believe that was 25 years ago. But two, I don't think many people were holding on to these free, giveaways and stuff, and they were like, they weren't taking bags and boards to the movie theater like we do today.
Yeah.
To get those free ones in nice condition, but a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $500 this week, so it's very expensive. Yeah, very, very expensive.
What do you think about? Have you seen the series that he had come out?
I have not. No.
All right, so he had a series come out, and it was for Whatnot Publishing. Chat, what is the name of the book? If you guys know the name of the book, give us a heads up.
Wesley Snipes was writing it?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes is writing it. So I'm going to put the fake one up for now just because it works. But, this is a cool one too, by the way. There is one like this. Yeah, that is the variant to that book. So if you guys see that, this is the French one. The American one just doesn't say Marvel France up top. So be on the lookout for that one too. But yeah, man, it's called The Exiled, and it's done by Whatnot Publishing. I don't know what to think about it. I haven't read it. As Mrs. Horsecock Express says, destined for the dollar bin. Number one with 53 variants. There's a ton of variants, and they're absolutely all terrible except for one that is like a Blade Runner movie poster homage. That's decent. Exactly. 53 variants, bro. So, yeah, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So supposedly Boss Logic did one, as Patrick M says. I haven't seen it, the Boss Logic one yet. But supposedly it's out there, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man. I don't know what to think. Too many variants. You're just putting out too many variants. We're gonna have to keep an eye on it and see what they say, you know. But yeah, man, there's just too many variants for it. But I want to know if the story is good, because I read the story synopsis and it sounded horrible. It sounded like somebody found out that Wesley Snipes wrote a comic in prison and decided to, you know, help him out. You know what I mean? Like it looked goofy, dude. It looked really, really weird. So, but that being said, you know, maybe it's going to be good. We'll see. Who knows? It could be good. It could be terrible. I don't know.
Well, just one more famous actor that's doing comics now.
Yeah.
The list keeps getting longer and longer.
Yeah, you got it. So, all right, let's get into this next book. This next book is an oldie but goodie, but is starting to catch a lot of heat. Far Sector number 5. One of the Young Animal imprint books that's worth taking a look at.
This book is basically in like almost ghost territory right now. There are none, like you can't find this book. One sale. I think there was one listed. This is the Lao variant, so this is the B cover. Yeah, it's got a first appearance of somebody in it. I don't remember. I don't remember whoever the first appearance is. I'm guessing it's this character on the cover.
Yeah.
But I don't honestly know.
Yeah.
Because I don't really pay that much attention to Green Lantern. But Green Lantern is, obviously, greenlit. Now, with James Gunn, if this, character has any ties to Jon Stewart, then maybe this character shows up in the Green Lantern show.
Sojourner Mullen is the character, so.
But yeah, so this basically, the only sale that I could even find for this was overseas, sold for $25 plus $20 shipping. So it was basically if it was in the States, it would basically be $40 for this. It's just a B cover. But I mean, think Far Sector issue 5. I mean, the print run on that has got to be probably low to start with, and then this is the B cover. Now it was Lao, and so Lao's got, a lot of retailers were ordering a lot of Lao variants, but this one, like I said, right now is really hard to find. So if you're digging, this one would be definitely one to try and find, and basically just stick it in a box and let it sit there.
Yeah.
Because nobody else seems to have it right now.
Yeah, that's a cool book, man. And with the James Gunn injection steroid shot into DC Spec, this is one to key in on. There's a lot of really good DC Spec right now that we haven't talked about until tonight. That is very interesting. So, but don't worry, it's not all DC obviously tonight like it was last week. But there's a lot of it. All right. Let's get into the next book on the list. Another oldie but goodie DC book. Love this Flash variant. This is Flash Rebirth number 8, right?
Yep.
Art Germ variant?
Yep, another Art Germ. This one for a long, long time. So because it's a 1 in 10 or 1 in 20. Long time. Sold this thing sold for like $20-$25. You could find it fairly easily, and it's basically it's gotten much harder to find, and to the point now that it sold for $130 this week. For a 1 in 20 book that's not really that impossible to find, but now it is for whatever reason. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's interesting. This book was always tough for me to find. I had a hard time finding this book because I love this book. I always thought Flash Rebirth was such a great series storyline, even in the regular titles. I would always look for all those Rebirth books. But, there's a lot of talk on Rebirth right now. we heard about the Michael Keaton stuff where they, dropped a lot of the stuff from Michael Keaton out of the movies that he was supposed to make sneak peeks in. And instead of Michael Keaton being in these in the Rebirth or the Flash movie, it's Christian Bale showing back up from Nolan vs. Batman, which there was rumors about that way back when also, but still more of those rumors.
Is that confirmed, or is that
I don't know.
rumor?
I don't think it's confirmed. I think it's more rumors, but I think that would be cool, man. I always thought that Christian Bale was the best version of Batman. I think that the Nolan Batman stuff is still the best Batman stuff. As a matter of fact, I think that The Dark Knight is one of the top 10 greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. So I'm always cool with. The only thing I ever disliked about Christian Bale's Batman was the voice he made as Batman, but I didn't hate it that much. You know what I mean? So
Right.
But so you never know. You might see something interesting show up in that Flash movie. They really want to put that movie out. I mean, they're putting up with a lot of crap from
Ezra
Miller to put that movie out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But how much was this going for again on the secondary?
130.
Not bad. That's pretty awesome. All right, next book on the list, a book that you could have got for pretty cheap recently, and I keep my eye on this book all the time because it's one of my all-time favorite Silver Surfer variants. This is absolutely amazing. One of the best. Silver Surfer #1, the Francavilla 1 in 50.
Yeah, we've talked about this in #2 just for a long time, and
Because they're that good.
Yeah, they just are as simple as they are. They just are that cool.
Yeah.
But what this sold for this week is unbelievable, to be honest. A CGC 9.8 sold for $1,200 on this, which is like way more than it's ever sold before. So, which is crazy. It's this and #2 are still not the easiest ones to find. I've never actually found this book. As many variants as I've found, I've never found this one.
Really?
No, I think it's like the only people that actually sold it were like Comic Kings or something like that. It's like I think they had like all copies and nobody else had them, and they just have been bleeding them out for like the past 6 years or whatever. But I don't even think they have any more left anymore. So
Yeah.
But yeah, $1,200 for a CGC 9.8 of this.
Wow, dude. Yeah, this book was cheap for a nice little period there. Along with issue #2, you could find Raws for a decent amount, and they're starting to move up again, man. I don't know what it is, but this also has. I mean, Silver Surfer 1. This Silver Surfer 1 has a very cool Scotty Young variant also that I like. I don't know what it is about Silver Surfer books, but yeah, this is one of the best, and I think it's the how small the Surfer is and the openness of space and just how simple it is that makes this so good. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I love them. I actually love #2 better, only because it just portrays. Me and Van Demby have talked about these two books forever, and #2 is like he's just standing on that planet, just kind of looking out into like you just like feel lonely looking at it. It's just the emptiness of space, and he's out there all the time, all by himself. It just feels very, very. You just feel the book.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree. It's excellent. So, it's very good, very good. Let me get that off the screen there. All right. And how much did you say it was going for?
$1,200 for 9.8.
Not bad. All right, this one you're gonna have to explain right here, man. This one's a weird one for me, and this one was hard to find pictures of. The Halloweeners.
The Halloweeners, bro. I'll be honest, I don't really know much about it. You probably know just as much as I do. All I know is a CGC 9. This is from like 1990. So this is not new by any stretch. I don't even. It says Mirage Studios, so I'm. I guess that's who the publisher was, but a CGC 90 sold for $200 of this. I have no idea why. I don't know what
Wow,
it's about,
dude.
other than everybody's a hot dog. I'm so confused.
It's interesting, dude. He did something else with this that I found. Let me see if I can find it here. Right here. He did this too. Have you seen this? This must have been some special thing that he did out there. So be on the lookout for that.
Bro, there's a skeleton on a hot dog.
I know.
There's something seriously wrong with that picture.
It's awesome, dude.
Uh,
I love it.
I don't get it.
And these look super rare. These were let me see here. I think I have something for it. They were Toy Fair variants. Does that sound right?
That's what it says on the cover, but
Yeah. So, overwhelmingly majority of unsold copies of Mirage Studios' Halloweeners one-shot were destroyed when the company's comic book backstock storage basement flooded at some point in the late 90s.
Oh.
Wow. This is from 1989, you guys. And that story is real. That story we've talked, people have talked about that story on a regular basis. About a lot of stuff getting destroyed in that thing. And the guy who made this, Ryan Brown, did a lot of work for Mirage Studios. He did a really cool Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles variant, I think, or a cover where it's almost like Big Daddy Roth like art. It's really cool. So, be on the lookout for that stuff. But yeah, man, this stuff, I don't know where this one from 2007 came from. But this one's from 1989. This one's from 2007. The 1989 stuff is super, super rare because of the damage back in the day. So don't worry, Awesome Sauce Radio, we got you. It's Halloweeners, the Toy Fair. Mirage Studio presents the Halloweeners, the Toy Fair edition from 1989. And they're like these weird-looking monsters, version of all the classic monsters. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, man, that's an interesting one right there for sure. And again, chat if you know anything about the 2007 one, and if anybody watching right now, please in the comments below let us know. All right, let's move on to this next one, which is badass, and I hope it's the right cover, Stein.
Nope.
Oh.
I didn't. This is the one I was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to find this because I couldn't find any information on it at all.
Okay, so let me tell you what Stein told me it's called. It's called the staff variant.
Yes,
and
so
there's a bow staff on there. So
yeah, this is like the staff, like the working staff. Like this was given out to.
Oh wow! Do you have a picture for me?
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Send it in the Google chat. But if you guys don't know about this, this one right here is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Volume 2, Number 1. And this is the series, that is. And then this variant is what I thought it was the staff variant, but it is the
I like the one you picked, though.
Yeah, local comic shop day 2022 Ashcan variant for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Turtles Volume 2, Number 1 book. But the book that Stein is talking about,
here it comes. Let me send it to you. Yeah, so apparently this was given out to staff members only. So I'll shoot you a second picture because the guy actually did show a picture of the back, which was good because sometimes they don't, and so you're kind of lost on what you're actually looking at. This one, so Boom, a lot of times they will tell you what the like what the variant, if it's a retailer, if it's a C variant or something like that. So they actually. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just hear noises. I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the screen right now, so.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Staff. All right, here we go. Save. All right, let's bring this up here. Let's go. Let's take that down.
Now you people may know way more about Power Ranger stuff than I do, and I'm not really sure. So this looks almost like. I'm guessing this is like Shredder.
I got it up on the screen. You won't be able to see it, Stein, but I got it up on the screen.
Okay.
This is the staff variant right here, and it sounds like it was given away to the staff, which this is the type of stuff that I freaking love, man. I love this stuff right here. This is super cool.
Yeah, so I don't. If anybody knows more about this than I do, because I don't really know anything about Power Ranger stuff, but like I said, it looks like that's Shredder's mask, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So like you look at all the other Power Rangers, like from that Power Ranger Zero, where they had all they're standing there with their own mask. I don't know. I'm guessing that's Shredder standing there with his mask. I guess is who that is, but
yeah, man.
Anyway, this thing sold for $500. So if you can even find this. I mean, I like I said, I couldn't find any other information on this other than which sometimes makes me a little, because I remember was a couple months ago that dude that was printing off his own comics or whatever, that Inky guy or whatever, whoever that was on and so you like if you can't find any other information, you get a little concerned that it's not real. But I mean, it looks real. So
it's
I'm assuming
damn cool. Decor says it's Turtle Green Shredder.
Turtle Green Shredder. Okay.
I don't know what that means, but Jersey to the Bay says I'm always just going to be a Voltron guy. I get that. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. Anyway, $500.
Ooh. How many have sold? Do we know?
Just that one. I couldn't find any live listings. Just one, and that was the only listing I could find for any sales at all in the last 3 months either. So that was it. That's the only information I have.
That's interesting, dude. That's very interesting.
But you know me, I love throwing books on here that we half the time we don't even know what they are.
Yeah.
Just because they're so interesting that I feel like everybody should, at least be aware of what is out there.
So for everybody out there, this book that you see right now is the staff, as in like work staff variant, and this ashcan variant is the bow staff ashcan variant. So be on the lookout for that too, because that one's cool. And it says it's an ashcan, but hopefully it's regular size. I hope that it's regular size, but who knows? It might not be.
It looks like this red Power Ranger's like laying in a milk bath, and his staff is just floating on top of the milk bath.
Well, here's the interesting thing. DT says when those helmet variants first came out, where the nice then too many killed the juice. Yeah, they were nice when they first came out, but too many killed the juice. But the problem is that I think that when you hit like that, like you do, like for example on the hip hop variants, the helmet variants, when you hit like that, people want to continue to collect them, so they ask for them. So I imagine that people still want them to come out. And in that case, if it's that cool that people still want them to come out, I think it's cool to make them super limited, so it doesn't get too cheesy. You know what I mean? So
right.
That way, if they really want them, they really got to search for them, and not everybody sees them, so it doesn't get too crazy. But yeah, and Enrique Gross 76 Comic says that was Shredder wearing the Green Ranger suit. That makes more sense. And DT says the ashcan was $10 on local comic book day he snagged one up. That's dope. So, yeah, man, it's tough. I hear you guys, but I think this one's cool too. All right, next, a big book this week, in my opinion, something that we should all be talking about. That's Criminal #1 from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Man, this team up right here of Brubaker and Phillips is, dare I say, iconic team up. Brubaker is one of the best crime writers in all of creators, and this is one of the best of those series. Started out with Icon Comics, and then where did it move to? It moved to Dynamite? I can't remember where it moved, but this series is amazing book, worth looking into for sure, and it just got optioned, so...
Yeah, and we're gonna hit some of these other ones. Amazon made several announcements this week, and this was one of them. This was selling for this was like maybe like $5 to $10 before. Now it's 15 to 20. So it definitely went up. I feel like this whoever this guy is, it looks like Leonardo DiCaprio to me for some reason. It looks like it looks like him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what is the story about.
It's about a bunch of different crime families, different generations of crime families. So it's like, he did it in a good way to where he could always do a criminal series. Like he does different criminal series. So it's just about a bunch of crime families, and they're tied together from crimes and murders in the past. So like it's very interesting. Go check it out. I read it when it first came out. It's really good. I can't remember too much about it, but listen, Brubaker has done some amazing stuff. He's done, the Daredevil run right after Bendis, which was amazing. He did the Cap Bucky run, with Winter Soldier. He's done some awesome stuff, but his special place, his Goldilocks zone is like independent kind of crime stuff. He did a lot of those. He really got his start in Dark Horse Presents back in the day. If you want to go find his first comic work, you can. It is in the Beyond Wednesdays creator first list link in the description. Ed Brubaker, one of the best in the biz. So hopefully he gets some decent money. He's also been working as a producer on a lot of TV stuff lately too. So he'll hopefully make out like a bandit, which he deserves. So very, very good cool stuff. How much did you say this was selling for?
15 to 20.
Not bad at all. All right. That is the Almost 10 this week. You guys go check out Beyond Wednesdays tomorrow night, Modern Comic Mayhem. Let's see here. What do we have coming up on Modern Comic Mayhem? The 19th, looks like we're gonna get Big Clutch on. Shout out Big Clutch, Comics Vault Live. He had some pretty big news that he dropped this last week, so maybe we'll find out a little bit more about that. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I love having that guy on the show. He's one of the best in the biz. He's one of us, and he is a really good guy. So, but every Saturday, Modern Comic Mayhem on Beyond Wednesdays. All right, let's get into the Golden Age honorable mention, an old school goodie right here. Miss America. But like, this is like one of those iconic half magazine type books, right? Miss America Magazine #2 with the magazine cover. But yeah.
Yeah, this is from 1944, so this is, way, pre-code. And this is actually, if you don't know, this is the first appearance of Patsy Walker. From, like, what's her Hellcat?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is like Patsy Walker's first appearance, because it says in this issue, comics, movie, story. So they had, some of it was magazine stuff, some of it was comics. Who knows what they did back in the 40s? They did all kinds of weird stuff. I don't know who this person, I'm guessing that is Miss America from 1944. I don't know. I don't know what the $1,000 in prizes for teenagers. That sounds very um, creepy, stalkerish. If they're like, "Hey, here's $1,000 in prizes for teenagers."
Well,
Um,
like I said, it's like half magazine, half comic, because originally it was called Miss America Comics for issue number 1, and then they retitled it to Miss America Magazine. First appearance of Buzz Baxter, who later becomes Mad Dog, and first appearance of Hetty Wolf, friend and rival of Patsy Walker. So there you go. Yeah, be on the lookout for it.
So all kinds of stuff going on in this. I I appreciate that up the down that I'm your Miss America. That's awesome. Um, CGC 8.0 one. I can't believe that there's an 8.0 from 1944 on this, especially if it is a magazine. Like if it's bigger, that's crazy. This has not sold in any grade since 2021. But this sold for $6,600 this week. There was a Heritage like Good Girl only auction, and I know some of you hate when I put Matt Baker covers on it, but like literally like the top like 9 of the top highest 10 selling books on that Heritage auction were all Matt Baker covers.
Why do
So
people hate Matt Baker covers?
I don't know if they hate Matt Baker covers. I think they hate that, I think there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like that I put a Golden Age book here to start with.
Oh,
But then, most of the Golden Age books that end up here are going to be Matt Baker, LB Cole, for Zeta, whatever it is. And I think some people don't like that for whatever reason that Matt Baker just but I mean, of Golden Age covers, I mean, honestly, Matt Baker's probably at least in the top 3 of people who people collect. So I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, sorry if you don't like it. Sorry, just don't look at number 12.
yeah, exactly. I got you. Awesome Sauce Radio says this Miss America book is one of my holy grails. Good for you, man. Well, good luck finding one. Hopefully, you can find one of these days. All right, this next one is a tough one, and Spawn books are tough lately. Spawn number 243, the lowest ordered A cover in Spawn, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound right?
That's it. It was somewhere around there. I don't know if it was this one exactly, but it was one of those around there. Now, again, I mean, if you're looking at like 6,327 to 6,339, I mean, is it really? I mean, is an extra 12 copies that big of a difference? Probably not. But yes, this one is very hard to find to start with. It's been selling. It's basically been $100 book for a while. But this week it sold for $185 raw, and a CGC 9.4 sold for $200, which is, I mean, I don't think there's any first appearances in this. It's just a regular issue of Spawn, and it's not like so this was like what, 70 issues? So this is like 6 years ago. So this is not like an old book or anything. It's a $200 book. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's very interesting for sure. Chat, let us know if you know the lowest printed Spawn book, because that's something that I would like to find out about. Which is the lowest printed Spawn book?
You wonder what was going through McFarlane's mind. Because where the Spawn, back, early issues, I mean, it was like number 1 on the, Comicron list and stuff. And I mean, it just like progressively got lower and lower and lower. And then like with what, like issue like 250, 260, all of a sudden everybody started collecting Spawn back issues all of a sudden. And then the orders are now back up to where it's now, again, it's now a top 30 book. It's a really wild ride when you look at like the history of Spawn. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I've been keeping my eye on sales recently of Spawn runs, because a lot of people, will just sell runs of Spawn. And there's some interesting deals that you can get on those Spawn runs. So be on the lookout for those. If you guys are trying to get some of those interesting Spawn books, those tough to find Spawn books, be on the lookout for runs on eBay, because Spawn. I feel like Spawn books will always sell. That's like you say, Stein. Like if you did a list based on just books, the books that sell the most, Spawn's always going to be on the list. Whether it's Spawn number 1 or a different book that's hot that week, there's always going to be a Spawn book on the list. So
Yeah, and if you really think about it, there's not a whole lot of Spawn keys. I mean, there are some, but there's not like 50 or 60 keys. I mean, there's a lot of really good covers. There's a lot of hard to find ones. But there's not there's not that many characters if you really think about it. More, for something that's 330 issues in, I mean, you would think that there would be more like first appearance books, right?
yeah. Up to Down 7 says, I blame the surge of Spawn back issues on YouTube. Peeps started showing off their cheap pickups and were noting how the low print runs were, and it just blew up. So
if you're looking for the next thing, I mean, we've talked about these type of books before. I mean, there's Spawn kind of has its own thing just because it was popular to start with, but then it basically kind of just fell off. I mean, nobody cared. For a long time, nobody cared. So there are several books titles out there that some of these issues are just they're impossible to find, and if you can start finding them, it's just like I don't know. I mean, you kind of have to look at comic book people are copycat people in general, and so you kind of have to look beyond Spawn and say what else is out there that is really hard to find, but there are people that still want it, and that if just a few people start buying it, it could do the same thing as these Spawn issues.
Yeah. There's some weird thing going on with the chat. I'm seeing chat show up on the StreamYard that's not showing up on the Google chat. It's weird. Lord of Brooklyn's comment, Stein equals fake news, didn't show up in the Google chat. Maybe because it was fake news and Google. I don't know what's going on, man. Anyways, I want to remind everybody, because this also happened last week on Beyond Wednesdays, it was either Miss Horsecock, I think Miss Horsecock Express for some reason was whenever he would try and put up comments, it wasn't showing up, and he thought it was blocked. So I want to remind everybody, we don't really block anybody. The only people that we ever block in comments are like the weird spam advertisements. So if you guys ever think that, yes, Lord Brooklyn says Stein is connected, that's why. But so if you guys ever see something like that, don't worry, we're not blocking anybody. It's weird that it does that.
I don't even know how to block somebody.
See, up to Down 7 put fake news, and it's not showing up. It's not showing up. Look at that.
Hold on, I see all kinds of people saying fake. Hold on, what is the fake news? Did I miss something?
Oh, AOA got it. Chazelle says it. So it's only showing up. Some people see it didn't show up, but AOA got it to show up by. Wow, dude, that is crazy.
What is going on?
If you look on the YouTube, I have the chat projected on the screen for YouTube to see, and
okay.
If you look on the YouTube, whenever somebody writes fake news regular, like with it all one way, it doesn't show up in the YouTube chat, but it shows up in the StreamYard chat. It's weird, dude.
So now everybody's going to type it.
Everybody's going to type it, and we're going to get flagged for it. Thanks, guys. Yeah, the end is nigh. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, but yes, this is the lowest number. This is the lowest printed, and the second lowest printed was 241. So, and that is according to our chat also. So shout out to Patrick M for that one.
Yeah, but again, I mean, when you think about lowest print, when you're talking about single digit numbers, it doesn't really matter. I mean, do you guys know what the lowest print Spider-Man book is? Probably
20,
not.
dude, I know some that are low print. Like, you remember when,
Or the lowest Batman
yeah,
print. Like, I can tell you which one it is, and you'd be really surprised. It was uh I think it was it's a famous writer on it. It's like Garth Ennis or something like that was the writer. So
was
yeah,
it
there's I
a,
mean
was the Batman one, if Garth Ennis did it, was it a, what was the guy that Garth Ennis did that's in Gotham? Billy, and he's in the Batman Chronicles 4. And he has that great issue with Superman where him and Superman are talking on the top of the building. You remember that one?
I can't remember exactly which issue. I mean, I could
Hitman.
probably
Thank you, AOA. Hitman.
I knew who it was. I mean, I know what it looks like. And the same thing with the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man is from that weird run that was like 1 through 50 or something like that before they went back to the legacy numbering. The lowest Amazing Spider-Man print run was in that. It was like 23 or 24 or something like that. And that's the lowest Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man print run. But again, does it really matter? If they're hard to find, it doesn't really matter if it's the lowest or not the lowest.
Does anybody want any moderator status? If I give you moderator status, just treat it like treat it precious. But if you want moderator status and you're willing to help out on House of Stein, type it in the chat and I'll give you moderator status. Just don't overuse it. So yeah.
Yeah, because especially since Brian's changed it, I'm not even sure what's going on. I can see the chat on the side, but I feel like not everything is showing up because when you guys started saying fake news, I didn't even know what you're talking about.
AOA's got one. Jersey to the Bay has got one. Chad Cave, you got one. So there we go, you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, the internet is doing some freaky stuff. So yeah. Let's see here. Who else wants one? James White will mod you up. Rad, do you want one? No. We'll give you one. Oh, there we go, you guys. Righteous Flipper, we'll give you one. So there you go, you guys. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. Treat it precious.
Yep, man. Yeah. Brooklyn, man. How do you know all this stuff? Are you like reading my mind? I feel like you are. It's crazy. Just be watching yourself.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys. I'm trying to hand out all the moderator stuff. Just make sure you say yes, I want moderator status, or throw me a wrench, and I'll try to add you as we're going throughout the show. All right, that is the honorable mention. What'd you say it was selling for raw again?
185 raw.
Wow.
CGC 9.4 sold for 200.
Wow. That's crazy, dude. All right, next at number 10, one of my favorite covers of the week. This thing is awesome. Like, this is one of those covers that I had to like do a double take on when I was going through those books over on Comic News Weekly for New Comic Day. This is one of those books. This is Red Goblin #1, the 1 in 100 Inhuck Lee Virgin variant. The regular looks just as good, so be on the lookout for that one. But man, yeah.
And that one's that's just the A cover, right?
Yeah.
So this one has very, very limited data. Like very limited. Like the only ones that I could find that were sold, other than like, Midtown selling theirs or, online or something like that, is overseas. So the overseas sales were like 125 to 140 on this. There were about, well, when I did this, the list, it was probably 10 or so listed on eBay. There was, I think, but only one auction that had several days left on it, so it's still going. So I don't really know exactly where this thing is going to land. I do agree with Brian. This is an evil looking cover. I don't know. I mean, I don't even really like Red Goblin that much, but boy, this cover is evil looking for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He did such a good job on this, bro. Like, to me, it's really that good. It is one of the better ones that he's done, and I don't know what it is. I always love jack-o'-lanterns. I think they're cool. There's something cool about jack-o'-lanterns. And I always thought that, like, they don't need to be just relegated to Halloween covers, right? So.
For sure. Yeah, so
Very,
I mean, they should have put a jack-o'-lantern on the Halloweeners cover.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. So, how much did you say this is selling for? The 1 in 100?
125 to 140. But again, it's overseas sales. So, yeah, I mean, now there may be some sales now on, domestically, but when I wrote this, there were not. But this is just kind of one of those that kind of had to be, available or put on the list. But again, I mean, because of the limited data, it couldn't go really any higher than 10.
Yeah. Yeah, and as people are saying that it goes well with one he did a couple of years ago. He must rework the art for it, but with the red goblin and holding the orange, or red jack-o'-lantern bomb is badass. It's really, really good. So DT says a shop in Arizona wanted $175 for it. Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right, next on the list at number 9. Now, this is another weird one. It's going to come up kind of weird. Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants. This is the Art Adams variant for this one. I don't know what to think about this book. The pictures that I could find for it, it looks like is it a weird, like, size, or did they just make it a weird size in the previews?
That I don't know. I have not been to a store, so I don't know if this book was, oversized or not. That seems strange that Marvel would have done that, because they really haven't done that.
Yeah.
DC has, but not really Marvel. But
I'm not a fan of this. This is just sketchbook art, and there's very few sketchbook art, variants. That's been a thing that they've been doing for a long time. Adam Hughes does that a lot. They'll just take stuff out of their sketchbook and make it, color it or put it into a book. And it works sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't. And this just doesn't work for me, man. Not a fan.
Yeah, well, most people know that I'm not that big of an Art Adams fan anyway. But yeah, I mean, like her right hand especially looks
Off.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't figure out what's going on with her hand, but
well, look how muscular one arm is, and the other arm doesn't have any muscles at all.
That is true too.
It's off.
Yeah, there's definitely something off on it. Yeah. I think, but initial sales on this this is a 1 in 50. Initial sales were in the 40 to 50, but then they started going up, and now they're like 75 to 80. So I think this one. I mean, you think this title, even though it's a number 1, it's kind of an off title, right? Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants. I don't know. So, I mean, I would think 50 copies is a lot for stores to order of this. So this one might be hard to find, but it's not good, in my opinion. And I don't think it's good.
Art's not good. But the story might be worth a read. I'm telling you guys, I'm really looking forward to the Sins of Sinister stuff. And I like the way that they made Storm look in this new little run. So check out the Stormbreakers.
There may be first appearance in this too. I don't know. So if that is, then this that in itself would carry a lot of weight.
Yeah, it just feels like a sketch cover, right? It feels like if this was a regular cover, he would have put way more work into it and effort into it, and to make sure it didn't look like this. It just feels like a sketch cover. So, but it is what it is. The 1 in 25 is not too bad either. I like the colors on the 1 in 25. And Fat Mamba says, I love Art Adams, and this cover is a fail. And I agree. I think Art Adams is one of my favorite artists, period, for comics. And there's a couple covers that he's put out lately that just haven't been good. There's one that looks like an Art Adams cover out now, that Emma Frost one, and I don't think it's Art Adams. It looks like an Art Adams, and it's got this weird head on it too. So there's some interesting stuff out there, but there is a first appearance.
Okay, yeah. James said first appearance, so
yeah. Interesting. All right, next on the list, an oldie but goodie. This is one of those books that, man, during that second speculation boom, this thing shot up right to the top, because before issue number 1 even got released, there was news of Brad Pitt's film company optioning it, which is number 1 by Scott Snyder and Jock, right?
And Jock, yeah. So this was, I mean, it's hard to believe. This was like 2014. Is when this came out. So this was like 9 years ago, which is crazy. They had the initial, miniseries, 6 issues, and then they did a follow up a few years after that, and that's it. There's no other Witches stuff out there. A year ago, there was, this jumped up again. It kind of got revived, because somebody reported or Scott Snyder said that it was going to get picked up or something like that for sure. Even after Brad Pitt's, thing kind of fell off. So the price a year ago jumped, but then basically we heard nothing after that. So the price fell. So it fell basically. 9/8 were selling as low as $30 to $40 last month. So for almost the cost of grading, you could have picked up 9/8 of this. Now that it got picked up again, 9/8 are right back up to 100 and a quarter.
Sell.
I love, and it's an animated pickup from. Was this Amazon too? Yeah, Amazon. So this was another Amazon announcement. Animated though. Now I don't necessarily hate the animated idea, because Amazon does have Invincible that's done really well. The animated The Boys was decent, and they had another animated. What was the other animated that Amazon did that was fine? So they at least have a decent track record with animated, and so I don't necessarily mind it for this, because maybe they can make it as crazy as it probably needs to be. I wonder if they can make the mood okay in animated, because this obviously this needs to have like Blair Witch mood, and I don't know if you can do that in animation. Maybe you can, and if they do, great. But hopefully.
Yeah, man, I agree. The Blair Witch feel is perfect for this series, and I remember reading this series at the time. It's a good series. The first couple issues, it had a problem where it got delayed, issue 4 or 3 got really delayed. They did have that error like Frankie is talking about. There was that error in issue 1, right? Some kind of variant with issue 1, or there was the Image Day variant or something like that, where there was something weird going on with it. So, be on the lookout for those. But yeah, as No says, you can do almost anything in animation. Whether you do it right is interesting. So. Horror animation will be tougher. Yeah,
I love this series. That was one of the first. I didn't really buy a whole lot of back in 2014, but I love this series. I loved reading it, and I was hoping there was going to be a second series, and and they were going to keep going with it, but they just never did. I was surprised.
What was the series that they did at the time that? Was Kirkman, I think, did, and they did it on Showtime, and then it had a second season, and it got showed out of the country. What was that series, you guys? It was another horror series, and it was really good. God, What was that
And
series?
it was Kirkman.
Yeah, was it Kirkman? I can't remember if it was Kirkman. Anyways, Outcast. Remember Outcast?
Oh yeah.
When they were doing Outcast season 1, I remember thinking they could do witches like that and it would be excellent. You know, that same type of feel. Outcast was so good. Season 1 was so good, man. Season 2 was good, but they messed up by not putting out season 2 on Showtime in the US until like a year after they put it out in the UK and BBC.
Well, that was the thing that messed it up to start with, is because it was on Showtime, and you know the Showtime viewership is way less than HBO.
HBO, yeah.
Or any of the other ones. So
Yeah. Was that Kirkman that did Outcast? Or was that it was Kirkman? Yeah. Man, that was good stuff, dude. That was really good stuff. So, all right. Next on the list at number 7, you knew it was going to be here. The 1 in 100 Disney variant strikes again. And this is an interesting one. I like the color variant much better than this one, the black and white. But it is a 1 in 100. Amazing Spider-Man number 19, the Giada Parashinodo 1 in 100.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, because of I actually kind of like the black and white, only because like when you think of like old Disney movies, they were black and white. So that kind of looks, like when you see like the steamboat, and Mickey's whistling and stuff, that's all black and white. So that's kind of cool. Now I just heard something. What
That was
that?
a new subscriber, my friend. Congratulations.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, thank whoever subscribed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, this is like the last month. It's very confusing because it says the Fantastic Four, but it is Amazing Spider-Man number 19. I don't know why they did that. Why did they do that? That makes no sense.
It messes a lot of stuff up.
Yeah, why didn't you just put this as? Why didn't you just put it as a Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
If you're going to do that,
maybe because they wanted it to, work along with the actual anniversary because of, I don't know, dates or something weird or something. It doesn't make any sense, but I love this cover. The color version of this cover is so good. I love Pluto being a thing, and I love how Minnie Mouse looks in the color version. Goofy looks great. Like, this is so much better in the color version than the black and white. I don't know why they did
that. Black and white sells for cover price, and this one sells for $130 to $140.
Yeah. So, all right. Next at number 6, this one is awesome. This is so great because I have this series, and I thought I would never ever be able to sell this book or this series. And guess what, you guys? We're going to be able to sell it now. 7 Soldiers Frankenstein, issue number 3.
Issue number 3.
Shout out to Chat Cave for the $5 super chat. This show is really good. You're right. I agree.
Oh, Chad. Yeah, so this was, I think it was Topher mentioned this as being First Lady Frankenstein, and the possibility that maybe she'll be one of these creature commandos. It's weird, from all the books last week, all the DC things, the ones that kept going up. Now a lot of them are still selling a bunch of copies. Prices have kind of held on for most of them, but these creature commando books they're still going up. And maybe just because they started so low, that they still had room to move. But this one basically went from cover price to like $25 to $30 this week. So this one did really well.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Chad Cave again. Appreciate you, man, for that. He said really good. Yeah, man. I agree, dude. I agree.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, seriously, super duper good. appreciate you, Chad.
Oh, that's funny.
Is do you think that this series will actually sell too? And the only reason I say that is because I have the series because of the Frankenstein creature commandos type thing. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. This is and if you look at this cover, this is a weird cover.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like mice and lambs and ducks, and
Yeah.
it's just really strange.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I would definitely say that this is, if you're wanting to sell it, it's probably a good time. Chad, if you're not following Chad, go follow Chad for sure.
Yeah. Chad's our boy.
Yeah.
You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah. Anyways, good for Topher. If you don't follow Topher, make sure you do. Topher has more knowledge about these random first appearances than anybody, and so make sure that you do go follow him.
Hell yeah.
You know, all his true first stuff, but
yeah.
Even if I disagree with him sometimes.
Amen. Next on the list at number 5, this is a weird one. Archaea Press, Butterfly #1. Man, I don't know what it was about Archaea, but I love hearing books from Archaea show up on the list. It feels like one of those like old school, super crazy, cool independent publishers.
Is this Noto?
Yeah.
I can't really read it.
It is Noto.
Well. Yeah. So this was another one of the Amazon pickups. This book went from like cover price to like $80 raw, and a 9/8 sold for $200. Like, that's freaking crazy. Now, I've seen these books because the covers are terrible, because like half the cover is black with the butterfly thing.
Well, it's a wraparound. When you open it up, the other half of the cover is on the back.
Yeah, but still,
I agree with you.
Like, why would you use so much of the space on that front cover with that wording? But so I've seen these before, and I've ignored it because I'm like, it's an ugly cover. I don't even care if it's good.
Shout out to Doc Joe.
You guys are hilarious. Yeah, but so like normally you would think, okay, so it went from cover price to $80. This probably should have been like #1, right? Because that's a massive increase. I'm struggling a little bit with the legitimacy of those sales. Now, I'm not saying that they're not, because I can't possibly dig in that deep. But cover price to $80 and basically cover price to $200 9/8. It just seems wrong. Now, I might be proven wrong next week, and they're all selling for that, but it just seems off. You guys make your own call whether or not this thing is worth $80 raw or not. I don't think so, but it is what it is.
Oh man, we're having people have conversations in super chats. I love it. I feel like Tim Pool. Speaking of Phil Noto, we need to know what Phil Noto's first professional work was in comics. I've added his name to the list. We just need to know what that book is. So chat, let us know if you know the first Phil Noto book, and we'll add that to the list. You can find the link to the creator's first list in the description. Commenting is open, so if anybody wants to add to the list, it is a living list, and you put in your comment to add to the list, and if it's worthy of adding to the list, which 90% of it is, most of the time people are just trying to figure out how to comment, and I don't add those, but shout out to Red 5 Comics, who was the most recent one, adding on Joe Maduera. And Chad Cave, you just did invent a new thing on the House of Stein, and it's worthy of being a new thing. So,
I did want to comment though, Brian, on your list. I did see somebody commented last week. I can't remember who it was, but they were having a hard time getting to your list, and they were wondering if you could like just make it not necessarily put it on like a Google Doc or something like that, but like either just like show the list on your Instagram or something like that to where, anybody following you can actually just pull it up.
Yeah, so I'm
see
going to
it.
add it to my link tree, and you can also find it in all the descriptions for the videos on the YouTube shows that I'm on. So go click the link. You can find it in the description for this show also. So appreciate you guys. And Doc Joe says, I'm going to hold out judgment for now. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah,
You
no
guys
kidding.
rock. So, all right. Next on the list at number 4, speaking of those Creature Commandos and Frankenstein, here you guys go. Creature Commandos number 1, 2 weeks on the list. This is the volume 2, which I agree with you, Stein. I don't see why this one's going crazy. But that's comic speculation. Sometimes these weird books go nuts, and if there ever was a time to sell this book, this is now the time. The next one, though, maybe might be worth holding on to. We'll see.
Yeah, this one I did pass this up this week, so you can shame me. I did see it, and it was I think they had it in the like $15 or something like that, and I passed on it because I thought, man, there's no way this thing's going to keep going up. I mean, it was selling for 20 last week or 25 or something like that. I was like, yeah, this pretty much capped out. Nope, it's now up to $40 to $60, and near mint plus copies are even higher than that. So
Wow.
this thing is, yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. This is this is just one of those. I mean, the last couple weeks feel like 3 years ago. It's just a weird vibe. I hope it continues, actually, because this does bring excitement, and people can go back out and start digging again and find some gems, and this is definitely one of them that you could probably find.
Yeah. Doc Joe says there's a show a year or two ago where me and another dude, I swear, did super chats close to $1,000 one night. You are 100% right. That was you. And who is the other one? It was a Flipside show, and it was amazing. You guys were dropping like $100 super chats left and right, $400 super chats. It was a fun night. So appreciate you guys.
Do not do that.
No,
do not do that.
Yeah, the $5 super chats are great. And as Chad Cave just dropped another one that says, "What are they going to do? Complain about me spamming money?" So, yeah, man. All right, next on the list. I know I said this one might be a pass. This one at number 3 might be a hold. And the only reason I say this is because I think that this is a tough high grade book. It's a cool cover. Man, this one really interests me. And there is a direct and a newsstand, so be on the lookout for both. But yeah, this one
is there a Mark Jewelers for this?
There's got to be. If there's a newsstand, there is, for sure. I bet you almost every book probably had them. Somebody told me not too long ago, I think it was Jesse, told me not too long ago how they chose to do Mark Jewelers and what it was, and I can't remember what it was, but yeah, man, I imagine if there's a newsstand, there's a Mark Jewelers of it. Where's Richie? Richie would know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so this was another one that was on the list last week. It has continued to go up again. Last week they were like $100 raw. Now raws are $200, so it's like doubled in price again. A CGC 9.2 with a cracked case sold for $400 plus. 9.4s are selling for $500 plus. This book is just still going crazy, which is crazy to me.
Look at this, you guys. You guys are awesome. Doc Joe drops another super chat, which in turn causes a first-time ever super chat. You guys rock. So shout out to Chad Cave, Doc Joe, and a first-time super chat from John Longshot 68. He says, "This is my first ever super chat. I fell left out." You guys rule.
I like that. Inflation. These $5 chats are really only $2.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mark Robbins says Mark Jewelers should put comics sold around military bases. They were because military guys buy a lot of engagement rings. And that's the reason. So I live close to a military base out here in Phoenix, and I imagine that's why we see a lot of Mark Jewelers out here. So if you lived close to a military base, or you do live close to a military base, be on the lookout for those Mark Jewelers in your area. Very, very cool.
And you can actually see if you're looking through bins, and you don't like a lot of places are real weird about you taking books out. The Mark Jewelers, you can actually see the pages because it's always in the centerfold, and you can actually see them from the top.
From the top. And if you see a little star on the front indicia, or the front little where it says the price, or on the DC logo, if you see a little stamped star, that is also a Mark Jewelers variant. They would stamp stars on them. Brucifer says there is a Mark Jeweler of Weird War Tales 93 on eBay right now for $324 raw.
There you go.
So, yeah, very cool. All right, let's get into number 2, you guys, on the list this week. It's one of those foil variants that we couldn't get a very good foil shot of, but I bet you this one probably looks pretty damn good in hand. And on top of it, it's a Shazam book, and I know Shazam fans are pretty stoked right now about Shazam because of the new trailer that recently hit. So, sorry, not Shazam, Static, not new trailer, Static, Shazam, Static book, and the new news about Static coming to the big screen. So Static, Shadows of Dakota, number 1, the Copiel, or Copier? Is it Olivier Copiel, or Oliver Copiel, or Olivier Copiel, or Olivier Copiel? I don't know. 1 in 100 foil variant is flying, and I like what you wrote about that.
Yeah, so this is Static is like Mel, his drunken chat son. He loves Static, and he's probably gonna kill me for putting it number 2 this week. But there's a reason that I put it for number 2. It is selling for like $150 to $180. I went to one store when I was in Atlanta this week. They had it for $250, which was too much. I did see it on the shelf. It does look good. And this cover is gorgeous. I mean, this is a really, really it's a really good looking cover.
It is.
But I am fairly convinced that just because of the way Gunn kind of operates, that he is going to utilize, even though he didn't make it, Static announcement in that first batch. My suspicion is that he will use Static, because this is kind of a character that looks like something he would use.
James,
so
thank you for that. James puts it phonetically, Olivier Copiel. Olivier Copiel. Oh, that's what I like.
There you go.
Yeah. I like that phonetic typing stuff when you need to know people's names, right? Or if you're that person like E.M. Gist did, go on and tell people how to say your name. So, Eric Gist.
Yeah. So Josh said Midtown had these the other day for $90. Yeah, I saw that too, and I considered buying one. I don't generally spend $90 on a variant, or I generally don't spend $90 on much, but it still comes down to, for me, if I'm spending $200 on a Static book, I want a 9.8 of his first appearance. Like, even though it's a 90s book, that there were a bunch out there, I would rather have that. I think long term that's probably, but if you're looking at Static books that are going to probably be wanted, if Static actually becomes a thing, which, like I said, I think Gunn's going to end up using him, then some of these harder to find variants will be, they're not gonna just be forgotten about.
Yeah. Up the Down 7 says James is wrong, McClay. Olivier Copiel is actually pronounced Magique. Oh my gosh! So, did you guys also see the facsimile edition they did of Static? What do you guys think about that? Because it looks just like the OG, and I don't it's so stupid to me the way they're doing these facsimiles that look exactly. They need to change it up somehow. And I also want to know if the bag material that they used on the facsimile, is it feel like the old school one, or is it newer feeling so you can tell it's the facsimile edition, or is it exactly like the old school one?
Oh, so they even polybagged it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. That seems weird. I heard that they did the same thing with that Miles Morales first Ultimate Comics Miles Morales #1, and people were buying them thinking that they were the $200 book, but they're really only a $5 book because it looks exactly the same. But um, I just heard that. I mean, I don't know who would have done that. Maybe somebody in the chat did that, but I'm not going to say who.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't like these facsimiles. I don't want to. They need something they need something to distinguish them other than the barcode, and
Yeah.
that's really the only thing that's different.
Lewis writes, why not Marvel Milestone Edition, or why not Milestone Edition frame on the cover? I agree. They need to do something like that, like Marvel did, or whoever did. Or remember when DC was doing they would put out all the old Vertigo ones. They wrote something on the cover too. It doesn't make sense to me. It's going to piss off a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to feel really screwed. And I also agree with. Who was it that Mac Sin City says it's probably closer to Koi Pell for his last name. That could, I agree, that probably could be right, being friends, but we will find out. We will find out at some point. So, I love this character, love this cover. You guys know how much I love those last 5 issues of Static, and issue number 40 is the all-time greatest hip-hop cover ever, and nothing's ever going to beat it, in my opinion. So, next on the list, you guys, at number 1, the hot book of the week, Spider-Man Noir. Or Nor, or Nori, Nor. I don't know how else to say it, but it is said Noir. I know that one, but I figure since we're trying to figure out how to say French words tonight, we messed that one up too. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody dumped these.
Yeah,
they got
did.
rid of them.
Yeah.
9/8 had dropped to $300 or less in December and January, which is crazy. Yeah. So I mean, these things were scorching hot, and then basically just fell off. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted them. And now Amazon series. I don't think they're not going to use Nick Cage, right?
As far as I know, I don't think they are. I know he was his voice for him. They might. I don't know. Are they going to use him for his voice?
I don't know.
Because it is going to be animated, right? It's an animated series.
I don't even know if it's animated. I think it might be live action.
No, I think it's animated. I'm pretty sure it's animated.
Is it?
But yeah. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong too.
Hey, one of us is going to be wrong.
You got it.
Unless they want to do like Howard the Duck or Roger Rabbit or something like that.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Tom says no Nick Cage, and it is going to be live action, according to Josh in International Comics.
See, that sucks that it's not going to be live action, but basically, yeah, this thing, like I said, this thing had dropped to $300 or less in 9/8. Now it's right back up to $450 to $500. So it's just another one of these lessons that, yeah, I know we dump a lot of books and we give up on things, but some of these things that were never actually finished, it's not a bad thing. If you've got multiples, it's not a bad thing to hold on to some of these things because they do come back.
Yeah, Decor brings up the elusive newsstand of these also. So he says he has one of the only CGCs of the newsstand, which is hot property. And I know Decor doesn't sell books, but if there ever was a time for Decor to sell a book, it might be time to sell that book. So
I didn't even know there was a newsstand for this. It seems like an odd title to throw on a newsstand, but
yeah.
I Well, good for Decor. That's
That's a tough one.
yeah, that's a tough one, and these new stands have been doing really well across the board. But yep, so that's the reason. Like I said, Mel's probably going to shoot me a message and say you're an idiot. Whatever. Static should have been number one, but that's why this is a pretty big price bump for this. For this key.
Listen to this. James Waite says, I'm surprised Stormwatch 37 wasn't on the list. Dollar bin book for decades, and I sold mine for $55 this week.
It was on there last week.
It was.
That's what. Yep, and it was selling for about 50 to, like I said, about 50 to 60 last week. So that's why it was on last week. But didn't really go up in price. But pretty much held. Like I said, most of those DC books, none of them went back down. They just pretty much held. I thought the Supergirl book would have went down, but it's still holding right there, $30 to $40. So,
yeah. Chad, it did not, but we appreciate you all the same, brother. You know that, and just like we appreciate the rest of you guys that are watching live right now, 204 watching live. You guys rule. We love you guys. We love this community, and we appreciate you more than you will ever know. Thank you for subbing up to this channel. Thank you for joining us every week. You make the show a lot of fun and worth doing more and more each week that we do it. And I hope you guys enjoy what we're putting out. If you guys do, please hit that thumbs up. Sub up if you're not. Check out our other social medias and our content, especially coming this Monday for more Stein Mystery Pack Monday action with International Comics. Josh, before we end this, I want to remind everybody, what did this sell for again, raw, Stein?
The prices that I had on this were 9.8.
And what were they selling for?
500. 450 to 500.
Woo! And a 9.8 newsstand at 15. Man, that's a nice little come up right there. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for those rare newsstands. Richie would be schooling us all on them if he was here. So make sure you guys throw Richie some love over at Popcorn Culture. You can find his information and links in the description below, as well as the Mighty Mel V channel. Drunken Chat should be already started. So hopefully we will, if I can, which I think I can. If I do this, there's a way for me to raid Drunken Chat's channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to do that live on the air. So let's see here. Is there a way to raid a channel? Insert ad, create highlight video, add streamer, share. Let me look for Drunken Chat. Mighty Mel V. And he is live right now. It's Drunken Chat.
More attention to Static.
As you guys can see, is live right now. So we are going to put raid from Stein and McClay. And I want everybody else to go in there and put raid in the chat from Stein and McClay. Here is the link. I'm going to drop that into the live chat. So go over there, type raid from House of Stein in their chat, and we'll figure out how to send our raid over to them if we can. It should automatically do it, and so yeah, let's take a look here. Raid, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Raided. I love it, you guys. That's the community. Appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you next time on House of Stein, the Hot 10, and come hang out tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem on Beyond Wednesdays. 'Adios.
See you.